Alright, today's date is February 6, 2015. My name is Leslie Williams. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm literally showing you, hang on a second, I'm getting ready to show you right now, is the fact that the tire in the back, you can see is not flat, and you can see the tire in the front is not flat, okay? You can clearly see that it's not flat. If it was flat, I'd be able to push my finger all the way down to the rim. Same here. Now, why am I making this video? It's a brand new bike. It's like 8 days old. I'm at RR Colony 5. I am preparing to move from here. Now, what I'm gonna do is just basically tell you what happened. They flattened my tire night before last. Okay, and I didn't know it until after I approached the bike to leave. So, the point being is that I was already packed up and ready to go to deal with my day yesterday. I had business to take care of downtown, so I had to walk this bike, brand new, affecting the tire even, with it being flat, with a big gigantic duffel bag full of heavy stuff. Okay, total of about, I'd say, 5 miles yesterday. So today, since I was able to take care of the business, this morning, I fixed the tire. I put a brand new inner tube in it, and it took me forever because what took me so long was because the air pump wouldn't work correctly. And so, oh god, that was so frustrating. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because what they're going to start doing is going after my bikes, because my bikes are being used to carry my property from one hiking area to another. And one of the main methodologies in gang stalking is to wear the target individual out mentally, physically, emotionally, physiologically, financially, in every way they can. Now, the mental harassment is bad enough, but they topple that and top it off with doing things covertly, like say, you know, if you're on your way to work or leaving work and ready to get home, you've had a long day, and you get in your car and you realize you got a flat tire. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And especially if you're a woman, because you more than likely are going to have to go through money to get it fixed, and you're going to have to deal with the how your schedule was compromised as a result of waiting for it to get fixed, and the mental frustration because they intentionally let you know that they do this. Now, and they do that through clever means. Like, for instance, they sent me a text message stating that they were going to flat my tires. They've sent me one last night and 2 this morning about other matters. And because they do this in order so you'll know that when it's done, it's because of gang stalking. Now, the foam that I bought that you can put inside the stem, it's like this foam that you attach to the stem of the bike as if you were putting air in it, and then you press the button and foam will go inside of it in order to seal up any holes or whatever. That wouldn't even work. So they creatively did something. Okay. So between trying to put air in it and using the foam, it wouldn't work, so I had to get out a spare inner tube, and I put that in this morning, and then I couldn't get the friggin' pump to work right. The point being is that when you got mental harassment, and then you got something that's causing you to go through physical exertion, because I'm moving, I use the bike to assist me in carrying the stuff that I'm moving, and then the aggravation of how your schedule is affected, because you got to take time now out to deal with the bike, or otherwise you can't even go about your regular routes, because I carry that with me every day. The point being, it's all about mental frustration, mental harassment, physical exhaustion that they bring about through these clever techniques. They don't give a flying fuck about anything they do. They're animals, okay? And I'm not just saying that because they're doing this to me. If I was to have ever discovered gang stalking on the internet and seen what they were doing to my fellow targeted individuals, I'd still be calling them fucking animals, because that's what they are. They're psychopath animals. They're criminals. All right, so we're gonna see if they come down up in here as I'm sleeping, and if they do anything to this bike, including stealing it. Okay, I just put the basket on it from the old bike, okay, that I had, which has been taken apart and cleverly hidden, and I did that this morning as well. The point being is that, now here's what I got to say. I'm not showing you, well, here, hang on. My name is Leslie Williams. Now, the point being is that in gang stalking, they create homelessness of targets. and they'll gang stalk a target to multiple different apartment complexes, multiple different motel rooms. Go to Google and type in gang stalking creating homelessness of targets. So the target gets fed up with going through thousands of dollars trying to survive the gang stalking, going from apartment to apartment to apartment, because we all know the cost that's involved in running an apartment. You got first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, utility hookup, the money it costs you in buying takeout because you're so preoccupied, because you're so physically dedicated to the moving that you don't have time in your days of moving to, you don't even have your skillets. They're packed up. The point being is that everybody knows that when you move, you eat out, because you're dealing with, for one, all your property being bagged up and boxed up, and for two, by the time you get done moving property during the day, you're so physically exhausted you don't even feel like cooking. So the point being, imagine dealing with that while you're homeless. See, these little filthy red-ass animals, what they're doing is they're 70% of targeted individuals of gang stalking are women. And what they're doing is using clever techniques to create the homelessness. And you can research that on the internet, so I don't have to go into a long explanation concerning it. But the point being, I'm getting out a cigarette. The point being is that they, after they create the homelessness and then covertly, creatively keep it managed. And they do that through surveillance, observation, and tracking of the target, i.e. they know if you're going to apply for tenancy to a new apartment building. And what they'll do is wait until you leave and then approach that manager with a badge and the following technique. Go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger." You can easily influence a landlord or a property owner to cooperate with any law enforcement or anybody who's pretending to be law enforcement, including at the federal level. So the point being is that they create the homelessness to exploit it in order to eventually exploit the target, including illegal syndicated probate control. So if they'll gang stalk you to multiple different apartment buildings, multiple different motel rooms, do you really honestly think they're not going to fucking gang stalk you? Excuse my language. I do apologize for swearing. I'm a practicing Christian and I'm trying real hard not to swear. When I was little, hold on a second, let me light my cigarette real fast. When I was little, when my mom would get mad at one of us kids, okay, and I know it wasn't the right thing to say, but parents aren't perfect. My mom would say, "You're enough to make a preacher cuss." Well, the point being is that in gang stalking, their whole goal, I mean, some of their many different techniques is to cause a mental collapse. Okay, and they do that by wearing out the mind and the body through nonstop harassment, nonstop circumstances that they put the target in that they're trying to survive, nonstop hindrances that they create covertly so the circumstances will be more amplified. They will do anything and everything to make it appear that they have a normal appearing reason to know where a target's hiking at so they can arrest them for illegal lodging. I already know for a fact the San Diego police are involved in this crime towards me, without a doubt. And you know what's funny about these little skanky whores? And I'm not saying all San Diego police are, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Hold on. There's many different clever techniques. You got the, when you look at the hierarchy structure of a police department, any police department, you got your regular flatfoots, then you got your sergeants, your lieutenants, your captains, and all the little detectives and everybody in between, including also internal affairs. Now, when we have an individual or individuals or a syndicate, which actually is what it is, in the higher echelons of any police department, they can use creatively even a unsyndicated cop to do something towards a target because they're lied to. Again, go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger." What people really need to start understanding, if they don't already know, is that the police work for the state. The state is infested, in reference to government positions, employment descriptions, in organized crime. Now, nowadays, the police are doing nothing but working for three people, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. Organized crime, corrupt government, and what was the third? Oh, special interest. Now, when we look at how corporations and organized crime are involved in human trafficking and special interests as well, go to Google and YouTube and type in gang stalking and human trafficking. Especially to pay attention to the YouTube videos, similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. So basically, what they basically just do is create the homelessness and then use it to use the homelessness to exploit it, i.e., stage an event to make it appear that they got a normal appearing reason to know where you're hiking at, and arrest you and/or give you a ticket for illegal lodging. You got to go to court. You get trapped up into probation. Then you live in constant fear about being caught again, because if you are caught again, you're now in violation of probation, even when they illegally and criminally put you on probation. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, I am exposing to you right now, in your face, organized crime in the system at every level, using their employment descriptions while they're on the clock. And while they're on the clock, they're being paid for by property taxes, sales tax, and income tax. Municipalities are paid for through your property taxes, income tax, and sales tax. So when they're committing these crimes while they're punched in, they're receiving a paycheck from you and spending their time while they're on the clock doing these things. And I'm definitely talking about prosecutors, DA's office members, and even possibly members of the California Attorney General's office. Absolutely. Fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, fellow Californians, and fellow La Jollans, I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I am not a threat to myself or others. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't steal, I don't sleep around, I don't even drink, okay? If you were going through what I have to live through on a daily basis, okay, I'm basically helping you see what I go through, okay, how I gotta live. You know, I got a degree in architectural drafting. I was 3 college credit hours away from another degree. I also went to school for electrical engineering. I'm a smart woman, and I extensively researched the brain for years in order to be able to deal with and limit the effects of my learning disability. Okay, I do not know in any way, shape, or form the individuals or group that is managing and steering this entire expedition towards me, but I can guarantee you right now, you can go to Google and type in the police in gang stalking, the FBI in gang stalking, and other alphabet agencies. So, how can a woman, okay, who's been made homeless, that they're monopolizing on because they create, they create the homelessness to monopolize on it, while trying to make it appear they're using laws to arrest a target to eventually then try and claim. See, I've already made a bunch of videos about this, so all you gotta do is go to YouTube and Google and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Criminal Motivations of Gang Stalking," "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Methods and Tactics of Gang Stalking," and then as a result you'll be able to understand the entire scope of what their criminal motivations are pertaining to why they're doing all this, the tactics and methods used to achieve it. I also made a video, it was uploaded yesterday, which was the 5th of February. That YouTube video title should, if I'm remembering correctly, is 2// key on your keyboard, 2/5/15. Learning Disabled Woman Predicts Arrest and Assault. Just type that in and you should be able to find it. It's in the Exposing Police 1 YouTube account. Now, so, and also you can go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library Are They Networking Gang Stalking. That blog has been hacked by them, but it does hold a huge amount of indisputable, in your face audio evidence and video evidence of me being gang stalked and harassed along all my routes. So, fellow American citizens, the only thing I can do is just tell you to your face that the San Diego Police Department, and members of the San Diego Sheriff's Department are involved in these criminal realities. This is organized crime in the system at every level, every department that you can think of, and they are connected out, and they are connected to syndicated members and other employment descriptions that are out and about in the community. Case in point, are utility company personnel involved in gang stalking? How about construction workers, landscape workers, and or they can be used for gang stalking because of the clever techniques that are preliminary introduced to you in the Listen to a Stranger video. So when you research these crimes extensively with a mature posture and then synthesize and cross-reference all the information that comes up pertaining to the employment descriptions, the tactics and methods used, what happens to a target, you'll clearly be able to see that every single thing that is happening to a target is past the felony level. Literally. Alright, so today's date is February 6, 2015. My name is Leslie Williams. The property that I am on right now, I have, for legal and strategic and security purposes, have given it and applied to it a code abbreviation. That code abbreviation is RR Colony 5. Okay, and that means for the whole entire property. I'm camping. Now, when I move from one camping area to other camping areas, the current one that I'm currently at right now goes by RR Colony 5. When I move to the other one, it'll be RR Colony 5-1, and then when I use the second one, it will be RR Colony 5-2. I am going to be gang stalked to these areas, and they will use clever means in order to make it appear that the police have a normal appearing reason to know where I'm at. So they can either give me a ticket for illegal lodging, which I'll have to go to court for, which they will also claim then that I violated probation that they illegally and criminally put me on through the San Diego Public Defender's Office, a syndicated member. That's right. Didn't find out about that until December 1st. So, fellow American citizens, remember what I said in this video in reference to the YouTube titles and blog titles, so you can go and see, so you can go to these videos and blogs to see what's happening to me and why it's happening to me. Please say a prayer for my safety. I'm here today to tell you, no matter what the San Diego Sheriff's Department officers tell you, or not tell you. Sorry, it was sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. No matter what, on any date, when these filthy red-ass whores approach me, they know I'm wearing a tape recorder, because cyber surveillance is the methodology of this crime. And I have uploaded hundreds of videos online of audio evidence of me being gang stalked in the same exact identical verbal way everywhere I go every single day. Now, as a result of cyber surveillance being a method of gang stalking, they can clearly see that in these videos the tape recorder is being shown, because the tape recorder is uploading audio evidence from it to the video. And you can clearly hear me in many of these videos state that I wear this tape recorder running on me at all times. So when they prop up and stage an event, which are called street theaters and gang stalking expeditions, and you can Google that term, they will make sure that the verbal and physical theatrics that they play out are designed to make it appear that they don't know who you are, only except for if they see, because if they stage an event, there's a great likelihood they're going to probably try and prop up a police officer who knows that you've been arrested for illegal lodging. That way he can say, are you on probation? Or even one who's pretending they don't know you will ask you if you're on probation for anything. Because they've actually already asked me that before the illegal lodging tickets were ever given to me, when I had to call them as a result of being in my face harassed and even threatened. Hold on. See, these are nothing but schemes, and all these schemes are brought about through tracking, observation, and stalking of a target, including even using my own cell phone as a GPS tracker, and the San Diego police are aware of what my phone number is. So, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, and fellow Californians, it doesn't matter how they act verbally towards me whenever a police officer is in my physical presence pertaining to when I am ever on RR Colony 5 property and another separate property that goes by a different coded word, and I forgot how I coded it, so I'm not going to bring it up right now, but it's got the initials BM. Okay, the point being is that they're going to act like that them being in my physical presence is being done through normal appearing reasons and excuses, and they're going to say what's happening to you is your fault because you're not supposed to be here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they have to make it appear not only on my tape recorder, but also on their video cameras that are on their chest and the tape recorders they use. These things become a matter of record, the recording of you when they are in your presence by them. So they have to make it appear that, for one, they don't know that you were here to begin with, which means that they got to have an excuse to know why you're here. And this is where the YouTube video Listen to a Stranger comes in at. So make sure you watch that. Illegal syndicated probate control for racketeering, insurance fraud, and human trafficking in a syndicated run organized crime group home that they put targets in by trying to claim the target's crazy as a result of complaining about being stalked by people they don't know, even though they are, and when actually they're not being stalked, they're just people that are propped up to be in the target's physical presence to intimidate them, to assault them, or to use them as the go-between between the target and the police. So make sure you look at that YouTube video, Listen to a Stranger. So basically, this is nothing but clever schemes that are brought about through maneuvers and tactics and methods as a result of the tracking, surveillance, and observation. Absolutely. And that's all it's about. And if you don't think human trafficking is not going on in a syndicated run group home that's directly owned by the organized crime that's doing this to you, that is directly obviously connected to the gang stalking as well, go to YouTube and type in stalked, drugged, and raped, is it happening here in San Antonio? But that YouTube, Google it as well, absolutely. But also, that video used to be online on YouTube under that description, stalked, drugged, and raped, is it happening here in San Antonio? It now appears to be online under the title stalked in San Antonio. These two women were raped in their own homes because of gang stalking. Do you honestly think that when they place a woman, especially a woman who's not bad looking, inside of a syndicated run group home that's directly owned by gang stalking perps, and since they're involved in human trafficking, do you honestly think that they're not going to drug the food or drink of a target, wait till the target is knocked out, and then bring men in to have sex with them while it's videotapes, and then they send it, and then they sell that to pornography groups? And this is the human trafficking aspect of it. It's money off every angle. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars are made off the insurance fraud because the gang stalking continues in the home, and the targets also use this as a straw person, where they will apply for federal, state, and local funds in the target's name as a result of them having syndicated probate control. And these are the literal torture, the little mental and psychological torture, and the physical rape. And I'm not just talking about one rape. I'm talking about as many times as it could happen, 5-6 times just in one night, every night. These are the fucking schemes of gang stalking. Alright, I gotta go. So, San Diego Police Department, I know you're watching my videos, so fuck you and every horse you ride upon, you lying motherfuckers. Alright, so now make sure you go to that blog that I talked about, UCSD and Law Library Are the Network and Gang Stalking, because there's at least 70 videos in that blog. And those videos will show you, okay, they've hacked into that blog as well, but those videos will literally show you individuals being around me everywhere I go and saying, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, weird, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalker, gang stalking, everywhere I go. The only way they can be doing that is that if they're tracking me in real time. Alright, I gotta get, oh, and they're also now, ever since I moved to my new hiking area, they're sending me threatening text messages about being, about the police being called on me concerning where I'm living at, about being raped, and more. And they're all also sending me text messages that are regurgitating what I post on Twitter. Gotta get, I'm in San Diego, thanks for listening, and have a nice day.